and welcome back to another edition of the Jobless Bum Country Flag Tier List series. Today we're going to be taking a crack at the North America as well as the Central American and Caribbean flags. So let's get into it and let me explain the criteria that we're going to use to rank these flags. So there are going to be three main criteria that I'm going to rank these flags based on. The first is the colors on the flag. Do they work? Do they not work? Are they aesthetically pleasing? Then the second criteria is the overall design of the flag. Does it work? Does it not work? Is it a coherent flag or is it an incohesive mess? And then third, and somewhat most importantly, although the other two criteria are also important, is the uniqueness of the flag. Is it a one-of-a-kind, or is it just a flag that looks like a bunch of other flags, you wouldn't be able to recognize it? So, without further ado, let's get into it. So, starting out with the D tier, we do have Belize, and the reason that it is in the D tier is that crest in the middle. It is just egregiously out there. It's obnoxious, it's in your face, and it's also does not really mesh well with that blue background. It just looks very ugly. Similar reasoning for the Haiti flag being in the D tier, although I won't say it's in your face as much, but the white background on that crest in the middle makes it look like the designer just copied and pasted it from the internet, and it just looks very ugly, and that's why it's in the D tier. We do have El Salvador and Nicaragua in here as well. Just very basic, the blue, white, blue. Got the crest in the middle. Nothing really too unique about them. And there are some awesome flags later on in the list, so have to put some of them in the D tier. So nothing too bad about them. Same with the Guatemala flag. It's just got the blue, white, blue. The light blue, the lighter blue is a nice touch, but it is still pretty basic. And same thing with the Mexico flag. You just got the eagle in the middle, which is pretty cool, I will admit, but it also does kind of just look like the Italy flag. So that was the D tier. Alright, moving on to the C tier, we do have the Honduras flag, and while it is kind of similar to the El Salvador and the Nicaragua flags, the stars in the middle, I think, are a better design choice rather than the crests that are in those other two flags. I actually think it looks like a decent flag. So we'll put it in the C tier. But can't really put it much higher than that just because of the fact that there are only two colors and it's a pretty basic design. Then we do have the Costa Rica flag, which I do really gotta say, I do love that design. Got the stripes on it, and the red, white, and blue I think are really good color choices, but they're also not really out there in terms of, they're just standard colors, and, they're not really changing the things up that much, so can't really put it much higher than C. Then we do got Cuba. Basic design, but again, the stripes are a good choice. That triangle with the star I really like, but still a pretty basic design, so that's why it's in the C tier. Then we do got the Dominican Republic flag, and I do like the diagonal colors being different in terms of those rectangles in the flag that are divided by the cross. But I will say it is a pretty basic flag, and also I do not like that crest in the middle. It's a bit jarring in terms of the rest of the flag, so that's why that flag is in the C tier. Alright, moving on to the B tier. First up, we do have Dominica, and I like the uniqueness of the colors, and I also do like the stripes on the cross. That is something unique that I haven't seen before in a flag. I think that's pretty cool. But on the negative side, I do not like the colors that much. I don't really think they're that aesthetically pleasing. And then also, the crest in the middle of the flag does seem sort of out of place. The red kind of clashes with the rest of the colors, and it just doesn't really look that good. So that's why it's in the B tier. Then we do have St. Kitts and Nevis, which I do like the diagonal stripe in the middle of the flag. It's kind of similar to Trinidad and Tobago's flag, which, by the way, we will actually not be ranking that in this tier list because we have already ranked it in our South America tier list flag video. So if you haven't checked that one out, definitely go check it out if you want to hear my thoughts on that flag. But moving back to the St. Kitts and Nevis flag, the diagonal stripe is pretty cool, but other than that, it's pretty basic. And so I couldn't really rank it higher, but I gotta say I do like that. The diagonal I think is a good touch. Then we do got St. Lucia next, and I love that light blue color, but it is a pretty basic flag. The triangle in the middle, I don't know what they really could have done to add more pizzazz, but it definitely does need some more pizzazz, so that's why it's in the B tier, but I do love that color on the flag. And then also in the B tier we do have Panama. It's very simple, right? But it just works. It's just a really good looking flag. The stars being the same color as the rectangles above them and below, vice versa, is pretty cool. So that's why it's in the B tier, even though it is kind of basic, but couldn't really justify putting it any higher. But if they had added more stuff, it might have taken it down a notch. So yeah, that's why it's in the B tier. All right, moving on to the A tier, the almost cream of the crop, but not quite there. First up, we do have Canada, and it is very iconic, very recognizable. That red maple leaf is very cool in the middle, but it is also kind of basic. Kind of needed a little bit more pizzazz to take it up to that S tier, but it is a great flag, no doubt. Then second up, we do have Jamaica and the green, yellow, and black in a way that I can't really explain that's different from the Dominica flag. It just works here. I think the lighter green definitely helps a lot, but it does look really good. But again, it's just a little bit basic. So I couldn't put it up in the S tier, but it is very cool and very iconic, very recognizable. Then we do have the Bahamas and that blue and the yellow. Really top tier color choices. I really like that a lot. The black triangle kind of takes away a little bit for me in terms of the flag, but also without it, it might be a bit too basic and might have ranked lower. So can't really tell what I think about that, but maybe could have used like a star or something else to add a little bit more X factor in there, take it up a notch for me. And then last up, we do have St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It is very good color choice. Again, that blue, the yellow, the green. Just really works. Those diagonal, or not diagonal, those diamonds in the middle, the green diamonds, are a nice touch. And it's a very solid flag. It's still a little bit basic, so that's why it's not in the S tier. But it's just really solid, and I really like it a lot. And last up, we do have the cream of the crop, the tippity top, the best flags in North America. And you got to start up with my own flag, the United States of America, brother. Well, I really like that flag a lot. I'm a little bit biased, maybe just a bit, but I mean, come on. You got the stripes, which are very good. You got the stars, the red, white, and blue. While a little bit basic of a color choice, with this much pizzazz, you don't really want too different of a color scheme, right? I can't explain it, but it's got to be one of the top flags out there. Then we do have Antigua and Barbuda. I really like the concept of, at least this is what it looks like to me, in terms of that middle V is like the white, you're looking at like the sand, and then like the blue is the ocean, and then you got the sun on top. And then I think it just all works together to kind of tell a story of, what it's like on the island. Or should I say islands. And then next up we do got Barbados, and look, here's the thing. The colors, are they basic? Yes. Is the design basic? Yes. But how could I not put a freaking trident in the S tier? I mean, come on. That is very unique. I gotta give them the utmost of respect points for that. So that's why that's in the S tier. And then last up, we do have Granada. Just really solid. The colors work, the green, yellow, and red. You got a lot of different things going on with the flag. The stars, the triangles. It's a lot to unpack. It's really an intellectual's flag if you think about it. But I really like it a lot. And yeah, that was the tier list. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any other thoughts on the video, any agreements, disagreements, or just general thoughts, be sure to comment. And if you would, I would really appreciate if you liked the video, give me a little subscribe, and hit that bell notification so you never miss another banger video. And in case you also didn't know, I am a Twitch streamer. Jobless_bum, same as my YouTube channel. But we do a lot of GeoGuessr, marbles, Jackbox, Gartic Phone, community games of that ilk. And then also, I am doing a Pokemon Nuzlocke. So if that sounds like a lot of fun, definitely go drop me a follow over there. And thank you so much for watching. And be sure to stay safe.